Hello and welcome. My name's Kathy A, and today I thought I would do a review and a demonstration using the new TATI Beauty Textured Neutrals Volume 1 palette. Now I want to start off by saying I have been a fan of Tati's for a long time. I remember when she, 10 years ago I think it was, I started watching her. She was a sweet, young, beautiful girl. She was really knowledgeable about makeup, and she used to have, like, her channel was called Glam Life Guru back then, and she used to go into Walgreens on sale day and she used to do couponing, and she did a lot of high-end and low-end cosmetics, and she got more and more skilled and more popular, so she started to get a lot more PR, a lot more upper-end things, and her channel has developed. She has millions of subscribers, and she has become probably one of the most popular gurus on YouTube. Coloring's different, and I'm 61 years old. I think she's like 30 something, so twice her age. So obviously things that she puts on her face will look a little bit different on me. Now it comes in a really nice, box, and inside the box is a picture of her and a little saying here. Beautiful is your story to tell. Hugs and kisses, Tati. Really cute and a beautiful, gorgeous picture. It's very high quality. It took about a week to get to me, a little bit longer than usual. Came wrapped in all this really cool biodegradable packaging, which I was very impressed with, very green. And the palette itself comes in a sleeve which has a raised lettering. So it feels very weighted and high quality as a palette. It has that kind of NARS feeling on the cover for material. I've already messed it up, so that stuff is anyway. The mirror is the full size of the palette itself, and a lot of people have exclaimed how wonderful this mirror is, but I don't really care because I use a makeup mirror separately, so it doesn't faze me in one way or another. I would guess if I travel, which I don't very much, that would come in handy. But it will stand up tent-like, so you can see, you know, the colors, or attack the colors accordingly. So now she has 6 different color stories, or color types, and then she's got them by style or texture of the shadows. So the first row here is called Memory, and these are the blues and dark grays and blacks. We have our second one here is Ritual, which are the browns, the neutrals. Then we have Story, which are your autumn oranges, and then we have Smooth, which is kind of a nice, these are fairly nice neutral transition shades, and then we have Aura, which are your lighter shades, and then we have Poet, which are your red to pink berry shades. Going across here, each line is a different texture. So the first line is matte, the second line is what she calls sequin, and that is, it's matte with tiny little micro glitters in it. It's not a satin shade. It is matte with just a teeny bit of micro glitter. The third row is metallic, and that's the closest you have to a satin sort of row. And then this last row up top here are the glitters. So I'm going to show you a demonstration using the eyeshadows to how I got to this eye look, and possibly the blue look as well. So you'll be able to see what I did, 2 different eye looks for me. Now, I think that this really needs a neutral that's cooler toned in it. It's a very warm toned palette, and also I had trouble with this red. A teeny tiny little dot of this red, when I put it on my eyes, it looked like Rocky had punched me. I mean, it was just really, just a little dot like this. I'm going to show you on my hand. It does that when you smear it out. This is giant. Look at this. And the more you smear it, the worse it gets. I mean, it's just absolutely And I've seen a lot of ladies using it, and it doesn't look good on people. I haven't thought it looked good on anybody, really. That shade is the only one, and it does stain. So to keep that in mind. Now, speaking of staining, it's not really recommended that you put glitters around your eyes. And I think that those of us who really like the glam look, and I have glitters on here, do it sparingly, you know, do it when you're going out or date night or a party or something like that. I would not wear these every day. I think for eye health, it's a real risk. It really is. What glitter is very thin sheets of plastic, and they're shaved very finely to create the glitters. Now these glitters are different colors, and they're very complementary. This one is particularly nice, and what I have on my eye today is this one here. And I thought, well, I could do swatches, but I think I'll just show you how I used it on my eyes, and you can watch and see what I did with it. And I'll be back with my final thoughts about the palette. Alrighty then, let's begin. Here is Tati Beauty, and we're going to start off with a lid color. I like to start off with the light shade first. Aura, and that is this. This is the matte row, although mine came crooked. This is the matte shade, and this is the sequin shade, and they reversed them in my palette. I don't know if that's like having a rare coin or what, but mine's bad. So Aura is a very nice light ivory shade, and you can see immediately this has got great coverage. It's really good for discolored skin on your eyes, and it brightens up even older eyes. It brightens you up. You know, a lot of us have this kind of bluish green cast or darkness on the lid, and it works really well to brighten that up. It makes a great base for the rest of the eyeshadow look. Now the next shade I want to use is something for the transition or crease area. I'm going to go into Soothe, which this is the matte shade for Soothe. It should be down here, of course, but I'm just going to go into that, and I'm just going to put a little bit here and then put a little bit here. I'm just going to swish them around. You really got to do a lot of swishing with this palette. You've got to really blend it well. And I think that's one of the things about it that makes it a little more difficult to use unless you're really experienced with eyeshadows. You have to blend these colors out or they just look really clownish. They're very pigmented, as most people have said about them, and it's a high quality thing. They feel very, very luxurious, and you feel like you're putting a quality product on. So, I mean, it's spot on. She really got it spot on. My complaint is that this is kind of a warm shade, and I like a little bit of a cooler shade of this, the same tone, the same mid-length tone, but I like it a little bit cooler, I think, for an ideal palette. So I have to go with the warm, which is not my favorite. So I'm going to go into here a little bit. This is the Ritual, and this is the matte shade. I'm just going to go along the last part of this, the outer part, and go in here, down in the corner. And I'm just going to kind of blend this up into the rest of it to add a little bit more depth to that crease color. These do blend well, but you do have to use a lot of effort to do it, and you can only use a teeny bit of the shadow, which is nice. I mean, the shadow is going to last longer, but if you put too much on, it really takes a lot to try to blend it out smooth. So far so good. I'm just going to put this here and then on the edge and then blend this in. Now, of course, she demonstrated this on herself, and this looks just stunning on her, and I think her target audience were people that look like her, I think, because it really does work well with her skin tone, her hair, her eyes, everything. It works beautifully with her. She's a beautiful young lady, and she doesn't have any of the problems or challenges, I should say, that older women have with their eyes. There's a lot of loose skin here. There's that overhang of the bone here, the eye bone that sticks out So there's a few more challenges when you're older in doing it. So now I think you can't do enough blending. You can't over blend this. You really need to keep going past where you're comfortable. Just keep going with the blending thing. Yep. Alright. You know, unfortunately, on very wrinkly eyes, no matter how well you blend, it still doesn't look quite blended. So it's kind of a challenge with some of us. So I'm going to take a little of this Ritual and mix it with a little bit of this matte black, and I'm just going to stamp it a little bit into the corners. Just stamp it. Stamp, 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 tap, 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 tap. And just see if I can blend that in. Now these are very, very potent colors. Now I haven't dipped into any of the glitters or shimmers or sequins yet, but I will. I will. Blends out nicely. I'm sort of just blending it towards the middle of my eye and up a little bit into the crease so that it kind of morphs in with that transition color a little bit, that crease color. Oop, this needs a little more blending. Just when you think you've done enough, you really need to do a little more. So over blending is the best option. I'm going to take my finger for this because this is a very powerful little color, this orange shade, and that is the Story line. I'm just going to put it right here and right here. And I'm going to put it up here on the 10 and 2 as I call it. It's just a little. If you go diagonally from my eye, I put it right there to kind of add a little warmth to the eye look. And you don't want to put more than just a teeny little dot because it smears out to a lot, a lot, a lot. There we go. Okay. Now I think what I'm going to do is go into some of the shimmers and sequins. I'm going to use the sequin of Story, and it's very, very strong. I'm just going to put it right here. It's very warm. Now you can do a very minimalist look by what I just did. You could kind of stop there, maybe just put a little bit of liner under your eyes and put your mascara on and you're good to go. But I'm not stopping. I'm going in. Going in. Okay, so you can see it's very, very powerful. I'm going to go into this shimmer shade, which should be right up here, the sequin shade, and I'm going to just kind of move it from the inner corner outwards to blend in with that other shade. Okay, and now I'm going to take some of this glitter. You can use glitter glue, like this NYX glitter glue is really good. You would just take a little spot of it and then just put, wherever you're going to put that glue, I would just touch a little spot of the glitter glue there first. Then I would take the glitter itself and touch right over it. Now I just do the glitter in the exact center of my lid. I'm not doing it anywhere else. It's going to find its way everywhere else. So unfortunately, it's really, really, it's like loose glitter. I mean, it's really, I know it's supposed to be pressed glitter, but it's loose. So I do like this color a lot, and it really captures the light. You see, it's not too much, you know, it's still, it's glamorous, but it's not over the top. I'm not doing my entire lid with the glitter, and I think that is actually where I would want to stop. Now I'm going to go into, I think, this shade here, which is a very light shade. I'm going to put it right underneath the very arch of my brow, just a little bit there, and it'll capture the light. That's the metallic of the Ritual. And I'm going to take some of the Aura in the sequin, which is very, very pretty. I'm putting in the very, very inner corner. I already see there's a lot of fallout underneath my eyes, so I'm going to take a Q-tip right now, and I'm going to cotton bud, as you call it in the UK. I'm just going to look in my mirror here and just scrape away some of that. Now as you blink, unless you've got it glued down, I really feel that this glitter will wind up down in this area, and that's not a good area to highlight with glitter on an older face because there's lots of wrinkles and crinkles here, and we really don't want, you know, spotlights on those. So I'm going to line underneath my eyes. I'm going to use a liner brush for that. And I think I'm going to use the Sequin Ritual. I think that's a pretty looking shade. Let me see. Okay. I'm going to tap off a little bit of it because that's a very powerful shade. Woo! I'm just going in the outer half, connecting to the eye, just with the outer half. And I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to just kind of fluff that out a little bit because it's a little bit strong of a line. Don't want too many harsh lines when you're doing your eyes in this age group. And yes, it may sound ageist of me to say, probably shouldn't use some of these things, but they accentuate all the things we really don't want to accentuate in our faces. So, okay, now it really doesn't come together or look cohesive until you put your mascara or your lashes on. And I noticed that everybody who demonstrates this palette always they look like those models in the Robert Palmer video, you know, Simply Irresistible. They all look the same. I mean, and you have to have false lashes with this look. I think it just really pulls it together. So, you know, other uses for these, could we use these as highlight? Well, yeah, why not? Let's just try and see. Since most of it's falling on my cheek anyway, I might as well make it functional. Here we go. The Aura Sequin is very pretty as a highlighter. Let me just put it third eye here. Over the Cupid's bow. It's very pretty. As far as this goes, a blush, yeah, I guess you could work it in there a little bit. Work it in as a blush a little bit. That would make the whole eye look a little more cohesive if you had matching blush. So yeah, it works well as blush. For the inner line, I think I will use a liner and go on the inner side. I'm going to use this. This is from the Ritual. I'm just going to put that under there. It's very pretty metallic. Okay, so now I'm going to do the mascara first, so you can see what it looks like with just mascara. I usually count to about 8 to 10 with my eyelash curler, just to get a little bit of curl on there. If I don't curl my lashes up, they stick out forward and they swipe against my reading glasses. God, yeah. And today we're just going to use some Flower Beauty Warrior mascara, which makes a nice big old honking lash. I'm going to do that real quick and we'll see how this look comes together. I think it's a very pretty look. And like I said, you could stop after the lid, the transition and the corner shades. Maybe just do a little liner under your eyes for that first kind of minimal look. This is sort of my warm, sort of glam look. You can see the mascara really brings out the look well. It pulls it all together. You notice I did not use eyeliner because I think it can be very, very heavy. If I were to use eyeliner, and I will demonstrate it after I put the mascara on, I will use the powder liner with a little bit of Fix-It spray. Or you can use eye drops, which is kind of neat. And this mascara does a pretty good job at giving a big old honking lash. And I like it because it doesn't leave dings if I'm sweaty or blinking a lot during the day. Some people don't do their lower lashes, but I do. I like it. I like the full sash, as they say in valley terms. And it's so sharp. Okay, so I'm going to get up close to the camera. You can see this look up close. Okay, time for lashes. I'm using the Huda Beauty lashes. They're big, and because this eye look is big, so we're going to just do the whole thing. Here we go. Have used these before. Okay, so I'm going to use, for lash glue, I'm using the Pure Minerals lash glue. It's on sale at Kohl's. I think they're discontinuing that line at Kohl's, so they're having everything on sale. So, alright. So these false lashes, this is kind of a thick band, so I like to do the little slinky thing with it, you know, kind of shape it so it's a little more curved, so it goes on a little bit easier. These are big lashes, holy cow. Okay. So you can paint onto the lash itself, or you can do the Merle Norman way, which is to paint the lash glue onto your lid and then attach the lash. So I'll do one way and one the other way, and you can see the difference. So here is the lash. I'm just going to, ooh, this is hard to do on camera. Okay, I'm just going to stick it on. Gotta wait. Ooh, you gotta wait like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So you see how that glitter really captures the light, you know, it's really pretty. I am not afraid. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Well, these are big lashes. Wow, look at the difference, huh? And I'm just squishing them on with this. Now with false lashes, a lot of times you have a little gap of skin that shows, so you should use an eyeliner for that. But what I'm going to do today is use the TATI Beauty with a little bit of fix spray on the brush, and I'm going to add it in. Going around the edge of the black with this, and I'm just going to kind of go into the edges with it. It's a very strong black since it's so pigmented. It fills in those gaps. So my eyes look like 100 feet wide compared to this side. Okay, now for this side, I'm going to actually put the liner on my lid first and then just place the lash over the top. This is the Merle Norman way. This is the way they did it to me when I had my makeover at Merle Norman. I'm like, what? So I'm doing that, and I'm going to add this silly big lash. I think they are a little silly. They are big. Lordy. And you can do it a lot quicker that way. You can just stick it right on there. I gotta look again. Sorry, I'm a little off camera here. I don't know. This is a special kind of clamp for false lashes to meld them into your own lashes. I'm just going to So out of the two systems, I actually prefer doing it this way. And I'm going to have to do that thing again where I put a little of this onto that, and I'm just going to go along the edge of the Tati. You can use the brown or the sequin if you prefer. I'm just going around the edge. I just do the edge. I don't go in the middle of eyeshadow with a wet brush because I think it would hurt the eyeshadow over time. And I'm just going to tap in that color to make it a little more cohesive. How's that? Mm-hmm. All right, let me get close so you can see the eye. So that, my friends, is the warm color Tati Beauty Textured Neutrals look, Volume 1. Okay, for this look I'm going to do more of a halo kind of eye effect using the blues and grays. It was requested that I do a blue eyeshadow look, so might as well. Let's make use of this puppy. Okay, now I just washed off my eyes and used eye makeup remover to try to get the last look off, all that warm stuff with the glitter, and there are still stray pieces of glitter all over my face. Ironically, it's kind of funny. If you look closely at this picture of Tati, she's coated in glitter fallout. Isn't that funny? Ironic, no? Okay. Anyway, let's get started. Okay. Now I think, like with the first look, I'm going to just start with the Aura, the matte Aura. And again, that is just a beautiful shade. You can see how it brightens things right up. That's the only shade I'm not really that stingy with. You know, the other shades you just need a little bit, it goes a long way. But the this Aura lid shade I don't mind going a little overboard with because it's a beautiful base shade. Okay, and now I'm going to take for my mid-tone, I think I'm going to take a little of this mixed with a little of this. This is the matte shade. As I told you before, they mix these two shades up in the palette. So it's the matte light tan and the matte brown. I'm going to tap off a little of the excess and do a little Groucho Marx eyebrows here above each eye, just above. And now I'm just going to blend it a little bit. Okay. So now I'm going to take a little of the sequin of the Memory shade, and that's a pretty, it's kind of a matte with micro glitter in it. I'm going to go on the inside, very uncomfortable for me to do this. I'm going on the inside fourth of my lid. I never normally do this ever, but I want to show this different kind of look with this palette. And I'm going to blend that in there. And I'm going to do it to the outside corner as well. Just tapping it in there. It's a very potent shade. The Sequin Memory is one of my favorite shades in the palette. I like that whole row actually. I think this is very, very pretty. So I'm going back in here again, and it looks very strong, but once we get everything pulled together, it will look better. It's a real magic act sometimes when you're putting makeup on to have it look so pulled together when it looks so clunky and chunky when it is now. So this is a type of eyeshadow look I don't normally do. It's called a halo eye effect. and you can see there's kind of a halo going on here. Okay, I'm just kind of lightly taking it across. And the sequin shade it's nice. It's not black, so it's not completely going to look that harsh, but it is dark enough that it will give the smoky look I am looking for. So I'm just blending and blending and blending, and I'm trying to keep that center space kind of light color if I can, because I'm going to put something else there. And I am going to take a little dab of this purple sequin here, this berry sequin in the Poet section. I'm just going to do 10 and 2 with that. And it's pretty strong. I mean, these pinks are pretty strong. Just a little dab will do you for sure. I'm going to put a little bit here as a blush, adding it in as my blush. Very strong again. I'll just pull it all together. I'm going to go up into, this is one of my favorite shades in the palette. This is the Metallic Memory. And I'm just going to use my finger again. Very, very pretty shade. Just going to put that in the middle here, right in that middle bar. Do you see what that did? Just going to tap it in. Now she's a very, you can use a brush. I mean, a lot of people like to use brushes only. They don't like to use their finger for hygienic purposes or just because they don't want that on their hands. But I think it's quite nice to use your finger. It's a great control, and you can blend so well with that. I feel like I'm going to Vegas. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of this Aura sequin. I'm just going to go just on the inside here. I'm just going to make a little bit of a space here. And I'm going to go into the Aura Metallic and just do the very inside corner. There. Okay, now I think for this glitter, I'm actually going to use a little glitter glue. And this is the NYX glitter glue. It's very inexpensive. It's extra tacky, so you can put glitter on top of it and it's going to hold it from moving all over. I just had a terrible time with the glitter. I'm just going to dot a little bit here and dot a little bit here. And while it's still wet, I'm going to take this glitter and I'm going to tap it right there, and tap it right there. A little bit side to side, but it's basically in the middle. I look like a drag queen, holy cow. Okay, now underneath my eyes, I want to line them a little bit, so I'm going to use an eyeliner. And you can put eye drops on your liner brush, or you can use the MAC Fix-It Spray. This is just from the Dollar Tree. Just a little eyeliner, eye drops. And I'm going to take the sequin shade and a little bit of the metallic, and I'm just going to connect the dots here from underneath. A little of this, a little of this. And connect the dots. Now I'm going to take this shade and go under here. I think this needs a bolder lip. I don't know, what do you think? Let's do a bolder lip. Alright, we're going to put some mascara on now. And you'll see how well this look comes together after I put the mascara on and then false lashes. Now I usually like to do a little bit of shimmer on the base, so I think I will do that. Let me see, what color would be good for that? I think I'll use some of the Aura in the metallic just along the upper edge here, and you'll see that it catches the light. I'm going to bring the transition crease shade up a little bit, looking at this now. Let's see. I'm just going to bring it up a little bit. I think that adds a little more body to the eye look. Alright, we'll put some false lashes on. So this is the blue glam look. Ooh. Let me throw on my hair. I'll be right back with you. Okay. So do I look like a movie star, a drag queen, or do I look like I belong in a Robert Palmer video? This has been a lot of fun, and I hope that I've shown you some interesting ways to use the new TATI Beauty palette. Personally, it's not one of my favorites. I'm not going to reach for it, and it's fun a little bit, but it's not my favorite palette. I am going to give this away. I think the glitters, the two glitters that I like, the red and also the blue combo, are really nice. It's not something I can wear a lot. It does do something special for you. And I think everybody looks like little Tati clones out there. We all look like we're doing the same thing. And I'm not sure that this is my look. The colors are very pigmented, very creamy, luxurious. They are high quality. It is worth the price. The color story, I think, I wish it was a little cooler toned. But outside of that, I think it was kind of an interesting purchase. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been a lot of fun bringing it to you. Everybody have a wonderful week and have a beautiful day. Take care. Toodles.